Welcome back to another episode of Paleontology Bingo. So we're going to be having another one of those paleontology videos that start off incredible. Anyways, enjoy.
Like and subscribe now, or you're gonna have bad luck this week.
Classic begging for subscribers move. Not even Brightside has it.
Many of the more famous prehistoric beasts gain notoriety because there's something about them. Could it be the size of their teeth, that they're covered in spikes, or their sheer size?
The guy is literally embracing his awesome broness into all of these paleontology statements.
Whatever it is, we can't deny that something about them elicits a primal sense of dread in our mammalian brains. Well, here are top 10 scariest prehistoric animals of all time. Watch till the end, as number 1 will give you goose pimples. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Number 10. The Dunkleosteus.
Oh, this reminds me of another one of those paleontology videos where the creatures are pronounced incredibly wrong, and I just recorded how many mispronunciations there are, like Sarcosuchus is pronounced scary tourist for whatever reason.
The Dunkleosteus is an extinct subdivision of amphrodile prelimid fish.
I literally cannot recognize what this guy is trying to say. So, this guy said Dunkleosteus was a subdivision, when in reality it is a genus. The guy also said whatever those words are. This is an Arthropleura placoderm
That existed during the late Devonian period.
Not even gonna bother out calling out the mispronunciations, just let them all play for themselves. By the way, late Devonian is an epoch.
About 358 to 382 million years ago. This 33-foot-long armored fish
Is an outdated estimate. I guess I could cut some slack because this video was made in May 2021 and it was not considered outdated, the 33-foot-long estimate, but it's a little bit over. I guess it's just 30.
from the Devonian era lacked teeth, but its jaw contained razor-sharp protrusions of bone that it could use to pierce and cut through its prey. These bones grew continuously, and as they did, the edges would rub together with those of the opposing jaw, acting like a self-sharpening shears. This would ensure the fangs were always ready to chomp onto armored prey, like arthropods, amnorites, and other fish.
So far, there is a grand total of 7 crazy mispronunciations from this alone. Not even Brightside mispronounces them this bad.
It is a lot bigger than the great white shark, the 4-ton monster fish.
I like how the dude hesitated to call Dunkleosteus a monster because he probably knows that it's wrong. He probably knows pronunciations are all wrong. So I guess he's a little bit self-aware.
Patrolled coastal waters and could snatch prey up by opening and closing its jaws within 50 to 60 milliseconds. Number 9. Helicoprion.
Using another outdated model? Okay. Alright, like last time, should I summarize the whole part? Anyways, enjoy. Oh, so it's another one of those fact-spitting segments with a bunch of mispronunciations added. I guess that's a little bit of a flavored fact-spitting segment. The dude also used the level 40 Helicoprion model from Jurassic World the game. Okay.
Arthropleura had offset scissor-like jaws that protruded out of its face. Arthropleura had offset scissor-like jaws that protruded out of its face. Number 8. Arthropleura. The Arthropleura was perhaps the largest arthropod of the Carboniferous era.
By the way, Arthropleura existed all the way to 290 million years ago during the Lower Permian.
Overall, it was among the largest arthropods that ever lived, measuring an average between 6.6 to 10 feet long.
So why you're using a modern city landscape in a supposedly educational paleontology video, just pluck it out of nowhere.
As large as a man or a crocodile and as long as a car.
From what I've seen, average cars are around 3 to 4 meters long, so Arthropleura wouldn't have reached that length.
This is definitely not something you would want to see crawling around the woods when you're out for a hike. Arthropleura was about 8.5 foot long millipede from the Giganotosaurus era. And though it was herbivorous,
I'm incredibly confused with this statement, and I'm not going to elaborate further. So the rest of the whole segment is yet another fact-spitting montage, with a bunch more mispronunciations. Man, this guy is setting up a new record.
Number 7. The Smilodon. The Smilodon, also known as the saber-toothed cat, is a subdivision of a large predatory saber-toothed cat.
At least the dude didn't call it a saber-toothed tiger. By the way, how many mispronunciations are we at? Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14, 16, 18, 19, 21 mispronunciations in I don't know how much time.
That originated during the Pleistocene epoch in North and South America. Definitely the most famous prehistoric cat of all time.
I don't know about you, but this does not look like a Smilodon in the slightest. Instead, this is a completely different animal known as Simbacubwa kutokafrica, which is much more closely related to something like a Megalodon.
The Smilodon is recognized by its two large, saber-like teeth, as its name suggests. It was around the size of modern lions and tigers, but with massive upper body strength that it used to wrestle its prey to the ground. It would then use its saturated 11-foot long fangs.
Do you mean 11 inches? Because if it were 11 fangs, they would just break repeatedly until the Smilodon could not handle it anymore. The Smilodon would just be crying in the corner because its fangs would be broken super incredibly often.
To give a killing bite to the throat or a stabbing wound to its victim's lungs. Either way, it ran you down with those long teeth would puncture your skin and sink down into your flesh. While its bite may have been weaker than modern big cats, it makes up for it, which still makes for a terrifying creature. Number 6. Leviathan melavelli. Leviathan is a subfamily of toothed cretin.
By the way, the Leviathan is not a subfamily, it is an actual genus. Just because it is named after a mythical creature doesn't mean it is not real.
It originated from South America during the late Mesozoic epoch, measuring in at about 20 meters long and named after the sea monster Leviathan.
I'm willing to bet the 20-meter Leviathan is some sort of outdated estimate, so I'll add that to the outdated estimate paleontology bingo. You know what, let's try and summarize this whole thing. This is a bunch more fact spitting with a bunch more mispronunciations. There's really nothing new here. Hold on, is this video the exact same as the one with a bunch of crazy mispronunciations?
Number 5. The Giganotosaurus.
Dude also calls the Sarcosuchus the scary tourist. Am I getting a bunch of deja vu here? Like, is this the exact same script as the other one? Like, my goodness, Sarcosuchus is also pronounced scary tourist. This can't be a coincidence.
The Giganotosaurus was a subdivision of the crocodilian form.
Stop calling genuses subdivisions, as if butchering their names is not enough.
That originated during the early Cretaceous period, in which was now South America and Africa, measuring 40 feet long and weighing 8 tons.
Which are definitely considered to be outdated as of now.
The Giganotosaurus was one of the largest crocodilians to ever exist.
Just said Sarcosuchus was a crocodilian, which is another common misconception. You said the Sarcosuchus was a crocodiliform, which is fine, but why do you say the Sarcosuchus is a crocodilian now? It's not. So there's some more confusing fact yapping, and the mispronunciations themselves actually affect the sentence's meaning. Goodness, the guy used also a bunch of time-traveling Sarcosuchus footage from Planet Dinosaur because, you know, Sarcosuchus from Planet Dinosaur. To be fair, Sarcosuchus probably only appeared in Planet Dinosaur when it comes to paleontology documentaries. The guy also called Sarcosuchus a monster. Self-explanatory.
Number 4. The Titanoboa.
If I will summarize yet another time.
The Titanoboa was a subfamily of gigantic Biodon.
The entirety of the Titanoboa is a subfamily. Also, subfamily is not gigantic. Just take a look at order or even phylum, whatever. I forgot to try and summarize, but basically it's just a bunch of fact yapping again. But I can give this guy credit. The guy said non-avian dinosaurs are wiped out, which is very, very correct. But then the dude just went in for a curveball and said the Titanoboa had a mass of 11.5 tons, basically turning Titanoboa into queso-boa.
Number 3. The Giganotosaurus.
Here's what you've been waiting for, a non-avian dinosaur finally.
The Giganotosaurus was a subdivision of the Carthodontaceraturids dinosaur that originated during the early Cretaceous period in what is now South America. A powerful predator measuring 46 feet long, standing over 16 feet tall, and weighing over 7 tons.
The 46 feet long and the 16 feet tall estimates for Giganotosaurus are outdated. Giganotosaurus is slightly taller than the Rex and slightly longer too. Not overestimates like this, and Giganotosaurus would have more likely just reached up to 42 feet long.
It is one of the largest terrestrial carnivores known. It had a 5.2 long foot skull with a 64-inch long compressed and serrated teeth.
So you heard that correct. The Giganotosaurus had a 60-inch long tooth. Okay, 64-inch long teeth. Alright. 64 inches is over 1.6 meters long. So basically the dude's saying its teeth is similar length to its skull.
Made for slicing through flesh, though they could not crush bone like the Tyrannosaurus teeth. It was related to a nearly equally sized Carthodontaceraturids from Africa.
Why don't you show monsters resurrected Kakar instead of Mapusaurus? Because this is Mapusaurus, not Kakarodontosaurus.
Evidence suggests that the possibility that the Gigantosaurus was a pack hunter and that they had hunted large sauropods. This would make it the only theropod that actively hunted sauropods. Another interesting feature is that its lower jaw was broadened slightly, allowing it to handle smaller prey. It's easy to imagine that Gigantosaurus chomping down on the flesh.
As if using Jurassic World evolution footage was not enough, you just had to use our Giga, which is incredibly over the top size, over the top length of 146 feet, like over twice its official length.
Of some goofy bipedal mammals if it had ever been given a chance. Number 2. The Megalodon.
Dude actually pronounced Megalodon correctly. I'm just going to summarize Something tells me that I should not just summarize.
The Megalodon, also known as the Meg, is a subfamily of enormous prehistoric shark that originated during the late Oligocene epoch in every ocean on Earth.
So I think the guy meant the Megalodon originated in Oligocene, which is incorrect as it originated in the early Miocene. Though Megalodon is not a subfamily, it is literally a species of otodus shark.
Measuring over 75 feet in length,
I don't think any Megalodon reached over 70 feet in length, so 75 feet is just incredibly ridiculous.
And weighing over 70 tons, Megalodon was the largest shark that ever existed, and the largest carnivorous animal of all time.
And then there's also the Ichthyotitan, but to be fair, Ichthyotitan was only described in 2024, so I guess for that time, for 2021, it's correct, this statement. By the way, these guys, they look more like piranhas than Megalodon, so why didn't you show them in the Megalodon section?
Famous for its huge teeth, the Megalodon has become one of the most famous prehistoric creatures. Megalodons were basically gigantic great white sharks, therefore being an ancestor to the great white shark.
Which is wrong. This Megalodon is an ancestor to the great white shark statement is just completely wrong as of now, because great white sharks are more closely related to mako sharks now.
As such, they had the same overall physical appearance.
Which is not correct again, because given the Megalodon's sheer size, Megalodon should be more robust. The rest of the section is just fact yapping. That's pretty much it. Anyways, moving on.
Number 1. The Jaekelopterus.
I spat when I saw this crazy overmentioned creature just having its name butchered like that.
The Jaekelopterus is a subfamily of large predatory Arthropleura.
Yeah, hopefully we're not going to skip this because, oh boy, this is incredibly spicy and incredibly fun to watch.
That originated during the early Silurian era.
No, Wikipedia isn't the best at estimating stuff, but this should give you an idea. The rest of the segment is just a bunch more fat yapping and calling sea scorpions monsters. Anyways, let's tally it up. Yeah, there's a bunch of crazy stuff. I'll just let the credits roll and look at the paleontology bingo results. As you can see, these results are absolutely beautiful. As you can tell, we have 2 bingos and close to another one, like close to 2 more bingos. So like there would be 4 bingos had it not been makes a ridiculous statement just ruining it. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.